Hi everybody. It's been a week or better since I've posted a video of any kind besides those videos that I put together last weekend of the records copied over into MP3 format with a picture of the record. Those are always fun to do. I hope you all enjoy them. The reason why I've been kind of absent down in the shop and any radio projects is because I took a spill down these steps about a week and a half ago, and I lost my footing right up here where the door closes on that step, and kind of come down across both of these and caught that stair tread right there in the corner, like in the small of my back, caught the corner of that stair tread, which in turn sent this cage flying over here towards the doormat. In the process, I caught that window curtain and tore it down, smashed the top of the vent right here. I had to replace that, a little plastic cover that deflects the air out. And somehow in the mix of all that, this hall tree we have sitting here must have come in contact with the baseboard, I believe, right here, because there's a little splotch of green paint and another splotch here, and busted the corner off of one of those 2x4s. My wife, about a day or two later, found this piece of wood laying on the floor, and lo and behold, it's the same color as the whole tree. So I laid there for a minute or two trying to figure out exactly what the heck just happened, because these stairs have a history with not just myself. One time I come down these when I was probably, I don't know, 10 or 12 years old, and I still lived here at home, and missed the third or fourth step and ended up in that wall right there. That didn't feel very good. My wife has slipped at the first or last step, and my mom, when her and Dad lived here before we bought the place, fell down these two here at the bottom. So they have a bad history with falling, and they're just a maple stair tread, and socks are a definite no-no on these things no matter what time of the year it is. I wear a kind of like a moccasin around here. It's got a grippy bottom on it, and the day that I took the spill down the stairs, I didn't have them on. It was just to run upstairs real quick and do something and come back down, and in the blink of an eye that happened. So I laid there, I got up, kind of shook it off a few minutes, realized what happened, started to move, didn't feel the best. My back was bruised up. I smashed my right elbow into one of the stair treads, so I have a problem with it anyway. That's another story for another time. And kind of got a little bit of road rash here and there from it. Well, I went to work the next morning, and a lot of the work up at the foundry that I'm doing right now, you're basically bent over hammering castings out of the hot sand and shaking them out. And I couldn't bend over almost all the way. And the more I worked, the worse my back got. So I wound up having to go to a chiropractor locally. And he snapped and cracked me back around. My tailbone was out of place, and he put that back where it's at. Where it's supposed to be at, I should say. And after about a week of healing, I feel a little bit better. I'm still kind of sore. That's really why I haven't taken much of a journey downstairs to sit in that hard plastic chair for a while. Just decided to hang out up here and do a few other things. Now, of course, the snow today has aggravated this just a little bit, having to shovel some of that. But just a reminder of how quickly something can happen and how your life can change. Not always for the worse, but it'll wake you up, that's for sure. Well, guys, here we go again. Winter weather round, I've lost count. This one tonight's supposed to bring us in about 6 to 10 inches of snow, and large amounts of ice accumulation down south around Cincinnati. And we're just getting started. It's about 5:35 right now on Tuesday evening. And my boss has called off work for tomorrow. Nice and peaceful right now. I like snows like this. Feels more like Christmas time now than it did at the end of December. And it's not real hateful temperature-wise. It's about 25 degrees. With that wind starting to pick up too. Blowing and drifting snow with 10 inches. And they said the road conditions are going to go downhill very quickly tonight. We'll look back here in a few hours and see how it looks. The next day. Alright gang, I've got the first round of snow cleaned up this morning, and it's pretty deep in spots, probably 5-6 inches, maybe upwards of 10 in spots, and now it's flurrying. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning now. And you hear, it's like somebody's tractor going down the road. Snow blowers running, people shoveling. Birds are loving it. Have to clean out a little spot for the doggies to come out and do their business. So, might pick up another inch or so today. But for the most part, the Snowmageddon is over this time around. And lastly, we're going to close out this video with a little segment I want to kind of pass along to everybody. Those who are members of ARF, including myself, you know how we can buy and sell back and forth between each other. So, back before Christmas, I thought I'd take advantage of that situation and kind of dive into the club classifieds and see what all I can find. I'd been looking for a more modern-ish tube tester, something a little bit newer than my Superior 450B, which dates from around 1946. To test tubes in the Admiral TV and the Philco stereo that I brought home. You know, I might find some other use for it too. Just something a little bit more newer to test the Compactrons and things like that. Well, I had hooked up with a member on here from Oregon, Portland, Oregon to be exact, who had a Mercury 1100C tube tester that he had for $90 on here, marked it down to $50. $12 of shipping, and it would have been yours for right around $60. So I private messaged the guy, and we went back and forth, and he sent me a PM for the PayPal and all that. You know, business as usual was normal. And then I never heard nothing back from him. And at the time, this was Sunday the 22nd of December last year. And we went back and forth. I sent him a PM, he sent me a PM, And finally, at the 23rd at 1:31 a.m., he received my payment. That was the last I had heard from this fella till the 15th of January, when he claimed that his father had suffered a stroke in Florida. So on Christmas Eve of all days, he drops everything, flies to Florida to be with his family and whatnot. And during the time, I didn't know what was going on. He never emailed me, messaged me, never heard nothing back either here on ARF or over, be it PayPal. I hadn't gotten anything through my email on Hotmail, nothing. So I got a hold of PayPal, and I put a dispute on the account. Well, what do you know, on the 15th of January, that perked him up. He private messaged me and told me what the situation was with his father and the stroke and all this good stuff, and that if I'd be so kind to remove the dispute on the PayPal account, he would send me, of course at the time he called this thing a radio, he'd send me my item. So me being the nice guy I am, I removed the dispute, and today's the 5th of February. I've again heard nothing. So I believe that this transaction has taken a turn for the worse as a scam. Now, I have no contact information for this guy whatsoever except for a Hotmail account address. I have no phone number, I have no address, nothing. I did turn this information in to one of the moderators here on Antique Radio Forum, Jerry Hillis. Not Jerry, can't think of his name, that's the wrong name. But I messaged him and told him what was going on, and he said he was going to let the powers that be here at ARF know about that, and try to see if they can get him banned from the site. Now, it's been a few days since I've heard anything back, and I put a posting here on the Antique Radio Forum under Radio Clubhouse, and it's I hope I didn't get ripped off. And then there's my name in BH45304. And click on that, and there's 31 comments on that right now. Larry Hillis, that's the guy's name, Larry, not Jerry. And Jerry pretty much bluntly told me I should have paid attention, that the guy hadn't posted for 7 years prior to this event, and I should have paid more attention. And he's right, I should have. Some of the posters here commented that I should turn this into his local police out in Portland, but how am I going to do that if I don't have an address or any of the contact information, or if this guy's name is who he claims to be? So, yep, I got taken on that one, and let this be a good lesson, not just for myself, but for everybody. You know, don't jump headlong into something like this if you don't know exactly what's going on, and that was a first for me. This won't happen again, I guarantee you that. So guys, I thought I'd pass that along, and being once I removed the dispute from PayPal, PayPal cannot do anything more about it. So I'm pretty well stuck. I'm about $62. So, don't let this happen to you. That pretty much wraps it up for this time. And as always, guys, we'll see you the next round.